We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video here from our beautiful 5-acre homestead in sunny Central Portugal. Today is obviously going to be another very warm day and I've got a lot of jobs I want to tick off the list. So I'm up super early again this morning with sunrise because I've located a massive granite stone that I want to use for the pump house at the bottom of the property, and I'm gonna need to utilize the tractor to get it out because it's absolutely massive. So now I've reversed the tractor up to the stone. It actually looks way bigger. I've got my feet on it and it's huge. So this is going to be interesting. I need to get a tow rope round it, drag it out, and hopefully William, our cockerel, is going to help us. I'm just trying to move any of this debris and all the loose stones, the smaller stones, out the way. And I'm actually standing on the stone I want to move and it feels way bigger now I'm actually here. So it's going to be interesting to see if the tractor can actually pull it out. Okay, here goes. Let's see if this actually works. This stone is an absolute unit. The tractor did most of the work, but I just had to prise it on in the end with the metal bar onto the transfer box. And now let's see if the tractor can even lift this stone, because It's nearly as big as a transfer box. It's absolutely massive. It's amazing how easily you can move such a heavy object with a little bit of leverage. Just let the tractor back box do all of the work. Now it's on them round posts, I can manipulate it into any area that I want it to go.
Muscle. You can feel the fresh feathers coming out of the bottom.
So soft.
Yo, you should feel Selma and Patty. They're literally like the softest chickens. William's
Trying
watching.
to sit on my shoulder.
William's like, do I need to be involved?
So I've got my box of goodies here, more plumbing to do. I'm going to fit a T-piece and 2 taps so that I can divert the water off to the goat enclosure. Can finally remove the wheelbarrow and tanks from the goat enclosure because the IBC tank is now filling up. It's about a quarter done. All the piping that I just fitted, there's no leaks. It's all just working. So now it just takes one switch of a tap and it diverts the water into here. Another switch of the tap up to the garden area and one more switch of the tap up to the house. I'm so happy all of this infrastructure is in because coming into the summer, like we're in the summer now, it's going to make our life so much better. So as it's another beautiful day here in sunny central Portugal, we thought we'd head out to another river beach because we're trying to catch them all. We're trying to go to every single river beach that exists in central Portugal, and we're ticking them off at a rapid rate, and this one looks really nice online. I can see in the distance that there's a bar and it looks very scenic, so I'm excited to go and have a look. This river beach is absolutely beautiful. This is probably one of my favourites already. I've got our umbrella because it doesn't look like there's much shade, but where this is situated is in a valley at the bottom of a really beautiful, quaint village. I thought this pole would go in really easily for the umbrella because the grass is so green and it's really wet underfoot, but it's so tough. Hopefully that holds. There's no wind. It's so nice having a fresh bed of grass to walk on barefoot, because in the summer here in Portugal it's very hard to find this because everything's just really crispy and dry.
Est-ce que je peux voir le fond? Ah bah faut l'accepter, faut pas l'avaler. Mais moi je t'attrape, t'inquiète. Mégalodon. Oh, attends. Un. Petit peu.
I've just been in the water and it's probably the warmest water out of all of the river beaches we've been to so far, and I really think we've found a hidden gem in this place because there's probably only about 5 or 6 other people actually here. We've almost got the place to ourselves. So this definitely isn't the clearest water of all the river beaches we've been to, but it's such a scenic, pretty area, it makes up for it. And I think the reason that it's not the clearest is because the water's not actually flowing in and out properly. I guess it's because Portugal right now is in a drought, so all of the river beaches are fairly low. They're all dammed pretty much. A lot of them are dammed up so the water stays in one area, but you can clearly see here the water's not flowing properly over the dam wall, creating that natural flow of water that would keep this area clean. But it's not bad, a little bit green, but we can deal with it. It's hard to believe how well maintained all of these river beaches are. They're absolutely immaculate. I haven't seen one piece of rubbish where it shouldn't have been. The grass is beautiful, the water, the surroundings, the fact that they have little bars that are well stocked with cold drinks and food. There's even free Wi-Fi here because there's not great internet reception. So they're provided free Wi-Fi if you want to go on your phone and relax on a sun lounger. So next on my snag list, I've got something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So I've just got my handsaw out of the shed and I'm gonna get to it. The wind's picked up a lot and I couldn't find my safety goggles in the shed, so I've had to put my dirt bike goggles on. I know I look like a lunatic, but at least my eyes are protected. So I've just cut down this monster chestnut beam to size because it was sticking out all the way here, right outside of the tiles, so it had no protection from the elements. It was one of them jobs that I wanted to do for a long time, but it wasn't high up on my priority list, and because I'm winding down a little bit before I go to Canada, I'm just trying to get all the jobs that I wanted to get done. I do need to get some stain on here because it's obviously unprotected now. It's just the raw wood, but it's dried out really nicely, and I've got a few other beams to cut further up and then I can get this stain on. It's so nice to tick another job off the list, and the wind's picked up, which is really nice, makes it a little bit more bearable working in the heat. And I've just finished cutting all the beams down to size. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would because obviously the tiles are sat on top of the battens and you don't want to cut through the tiles. So I'm halfway through painting all of these beams, and it's such an important job. It seems like a really basic thing to do, but a lot of people would just leave these unprotected. But you need to protect it because when it rains, it's going to wick all of the water in through the end of these beams, and you're going to have problems when it starts to dry out, or you have a sunny day, then you have some really bad cracking, and basically the wood will just deteriorate way quicker than if you use this protection on it. So I'm just putting the paint and the saw back in the shed, trying to stay organized as possible. It makes things so much easier to find things, so much quicker when I need to do the odd job here and there. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, we are heading to the States and Canada in just over a week, and me and Bee couldn't be more excited because it feels so long since we went on a road trip, since we had a holiday. So we're mega excited. If you guys have any recommendations for places we should see in the Alberta, Montana, BC, Oregon, Portland area, then let us know in the comments, because we want to hit up as many places as possible and just generally have an amazing road trip. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video because still got plenty of stuff to be getting on with before we leave.